On the internet, on TV, in supermarkets.
We're spending more on healthy eating than ever before, and food producers know it. As consumers get smarter, superfood claims get bigger. They say they'll make you fitter.
Does this stuff really do the do?
Smarter.
So this is your brain.
Look at that.
Younger.
Do you mind if I ask you how old you are?
47. We're bombarded by words like antioxidants, phytochemicals, flavonols. But what does it all mean?
I'm on a global quest for the truth behind the hype.
Hello, Morocco.
Investigating.
How do you turn this boiled soybean into natto?
Testing. And participating in the latest cutting-edge science.
That's my liver, gosh.
It's time to put superfoods under the microscope.
Do you think this is a superfood?
To help you decide if they really are super.
This week, I'm in Japan to get the skinny on whether seaweed can help you lose weight.
You've got a smaller waist than me.
We invent our very own superfood. Icelandic chalk, anyone?
He's got them eating out of his hand.
First, I'm in France to discover if one of life's guilty pleasures could actually do us some good.
Now, if you asked me to name a French superfood, I probably would say red wine or oysters, not necessarily Roquefort. I don't know how healthy that is, but it tastes so good.
On average, the French eat a staggering 25 kilos of cheese a year. You'd think all that saturated fat would be a bad thing, but recent studies suggest that cheese with mould could be linked to better stomach health. I've come to Roquefort-sur-Souzon to find out what's so special about their blue cheese.
Look at this!
Jackie Carls is the big cheese around here. He's taking me down into the legendary Roquefort caves.
Oh, gosh! Wow! How much cheese is in here?
Là, il y a 13 000 fromages.
The region produces around 3 million blue-veined wheels a year. Only cheese matured in these caves can be called Roquefort.
Ah, now we're talking.
Celui-ci a 16 jours de cave.
Ooh, that's the Roquefort I know and love. Boom. That is delicious.
Blue cheese is all about the mould, and this cheese uses Penicillium roqueforti, also used in Stilton, Gorgonzola and Danish blue. The mould is grown on bread inside bottles, then added to the curd as the cheese is made. Legend has it that Roquefort was discovered by accident when a shepherd spotted a beautiful shepherdess in the distance.
Complètement amoureux de cette jeune fille et il se met à la suivre. Et il abandonne son morceau de fromage et son morceau de pain dans une grotte. Et quand il revient, au bout d'un grand nombre de jours, il est affamé. Il reprend son pain et il reprend son fromage qui était complètement moisi. Il goûte et le Roquefort était né.
So is this a particular type of mould that's in Roquefort cheese?
Tu vois, chez Société, on cultive nos propres Penicillium roqueforti.
Now, do you think that Roquefort is good for the stomach?
J'ai pas de problème d'estomac malgré le fait que je mange du Roquefort tous les jours.
Remarkably slim at that.
And Jackie is not alone. Half the French population eat cheese every day, yet despite the fact that they have a diet high in saturated fat, they enjoy remarkably good health. And that is the French paradox.
I'm on my way to see a doctor who knows all about the health benefits of Roquefort. I'm still pretty sceptical. Bonjour!
Oh, hello.
Dr. Ivan Petiev has been studying the French paradox, and he thinks he has found the answer.
Let me guess. Roquefort? Is it good for you? That is the question.
It is good for you.
It just sounds a bit too good to be true. What evidence do you have that says that this can help your tummy?
We started to extract different parts of this cheese, Roquefort, and we found this group of molecules which can control inflammation in our laboratories.
Ivan prepared 2 petri dishes. In one, he grew the harmful bacteria that can cause inflammation in the stomach. The bacteria spread rapidly. In the other, he added the molecules extracted from the blue cheese mold and found the harmful bacteria didn't spread.
Is there a name for these active compounds?
No, there is no name yet because it's really just what we recently established.
So it really is cutting-edge science. These active compounds don't even have a name yet.
No, they don't have a name yet, but they're really new.
And have you done any clinical trials around this yet?
We've done indeed, and we've done 2 groups of clinical trials. Just added to their diet, main meal of the day, 25 grams roughly per day.
What do you think 25 grams is?
I would think 25 grams is something like this.
That's one mouthful, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Ivan gave this much blue cheese every day to a patient with an inflamed stomach lining. He'd had the condition for 20 years, but after eating blue cheese for just 2 months, his stomach recovered completely. But not only might this cheese be good for you, Ivan thinks that you can boost its health-giving powers in an even more surprising way.
We isolated 2 groups of molecules which is responsible for these properties. One is water-soluble, and the other one is extracted really only by applying alcohol.
So, drinking alcohol might actually help you absorb some of the healthy compounds better.
This is literally too good to be true, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, this is food heaven, and I think my stomach is loving it. Sante!
Sante.
There are definitely more trials needed, but the initial signs are promising when it comes to Roquefort cheese. If you eat Roquefort like the French, a little bit, at the end of a meal with a glass of red, then it could, well, help your tummy. And even if it doesn't, you're going to have a lot of fun trying.
The UK is surrounded by a potential superfood, but we're not really sure what to do with it.
For some people, seaweed is a bit of a nuisance when you're off out for a paddle, but for others, this stuff could very well hold the key to a healthy life.
Seaweed is rich in vitamins A, B, C, D and E. It's full of nutrients, and new research suggests it can even help you lose weight. So why aren't we eating the stuff?
I've got something that is going to go down beautifully with your bacon butty. Do you know what this is?
No. Seaweed?
Spot on, lady. Right.
I'm like that on the beach. I wouldn't expect it to taste so fishy.
Oh, it is very seaweedy.
It's interesting.
Would you be more inclined to eat this if you knew that it was really good for you?
You got a bucket?
So, seaweed doesn't seem to be going down too well in the UK. But in Japan, they eat 100,000 tons every year.
We're on our way to Tokyo.
Just like the UK, Japan is a country surrounded by water. But while getting the British to eat our sea greens is tricky, in Japan, they love it.
It's breakfast time in Tokyo, and have a little look at this. Seaweed. Lunchtime, and look what I've got on the side. This little guy again. And seaweed for dinner.
On average, the Japanese eat more of it in a day than we do in a whole year. So how do they make it more appetizing?
I want to try some of Japan's finest seaweed. And apparently, the chef here really knows what to do with his wakame. Konnichiwa!
Wakame is Hideto Uchiyama's signature dish. But there are also plenty of other weird and wonderful seaweed concoctions to get through.
Very good.
How about clams swimming in lakeweed?
Boy, that's got a really strong flavour, hasn't it, that one? And what is this one? It's kind of, well, it's a liquid.
これはもずくとトマトを
Wow, that is pretty slimy. I think not for the faint-hearted. Maybe you could have that one. Go on, down in one. I think you might even be struggling with that one.
Coming up, I find the perfect way to ensure us Brits enjoy seaweed.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, the sausages smell fantastic, don't they?
And can you market almost anything as a superfood? Even something called, chalk?
It sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I'm in Japan, where they eat no less than 21 different kinds of seaweed. I'm still learning to love it. And I've heard about its potential fat-busting properties. I'm at the world's biggest fish market in Tokyo to find out more.
I'm not sure what that is. I bet it's delicious. I have to show you this. Have a look at that. Now, this is what I'm looking for. The Japanese don't just come here to buy their fish, they also come here for their seaweed. Suzuki-san!
Oh,
lovely
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Dr. Kengo Suzuki is a seaweed expert.
So what is this seaweed?
This is wakame in Japanese. In English, kelp.
Oh, this is kelp.
Yes.
In the UK, we are absolutely surrounded by kelp. What exactly does this stuff contain that can help you lose weight?
This kelp contains alginate, prevent absorbing fat.
Oh my goodness, is that what you're on, Suzuki? Because you are very slim.
Slim body.
You've got a smaller waist than me. I need to get on this stuff. So, do you think that this is one of the best foods on the planet?
This is #1 special food.
Dr. Suzuki's certainly sold, but I need to find out exactly how this magic alginate works and find a way to get it into our diets back home. It's a long way from Japan, but here at Newcastle University, Dr. Matt Wilcox is using brown seaweed to tackle obesity. But he's serving it up in a way that will appeal to the British palate.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. And I'm hungry.
Yeah, the sausages smell fantastic, don't they?
Yeah, so what on earth have these sausages got to do with seaweed?
So these sausages contain alginate, which is a dietary fibre extract of brown seaweed. And we've shown that these can help reduce fat digestion, and this can potentially help people lose weight.
When we eat the fats contained in many foods, they are broken into smaller particles by an enzyme in the gut called lipase. These fats are then absorbed through our gut wall into the bloodstream and retained in our bodies. But alginate contained in seaweed blocks the action of lipase, so the fats now pass harmlessly out of the body. So, let's put alginate to the test. Time to bring on the fat.
So we have 8 volunteers.
Hi, guys.
Half of them are going to eat the alginate sausages, and half of them are going to eat normal sausages.
I'm joining the alginate sausage eaters.
And you're confident that if I eat a sausage containing alginate, I'm not going to absorb as much of the fat?
Yeah.
To begin with, Dr. Wilcox measures our baseline triglycerides, or levels of fat in our blood.
Is that enough for you?
Good. We'll give that a go.
Next, we get to eat our bangers, with both groups getting exactly the same size portion.
What do you think?
I think it's quite nice. It just tastes like a normal sausage to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Normal sausage?
Over the next 4 hours, we'll have regular finger pricks to track our fat levels.
OK.
So what effect has seaweed alginate had on our triglycerides, or fat levels?
How did we do? Did that alginate have an impact on the level of fat in the bloodstream?
Really interesting effect. When we took our baseline, both volunteer groups had a very similar level of triglyceride. But over time, the red line shows the control sausages without alginate. You can see more triglycerides released into the blood, whereas with the alginate, there seems to be a lot less has gone into the blood over time.
Gosh, that's quite a big difference, isn't it?
It's quite surprising for the small groups that we had.
Compared to the normal bangers, the alginate sausages reduced our fat absorption by 28%, which is in line with Dr. Wilcox's broader studies.
So do you think that seaweed is a superfood?
Yeah, it doesn't grow on land. It doesn't require fresh water to grow. It contains a range of minerals that aren't readily available in the diet. Plus, it contains alginate, which can potentially help with weight loss.
Early results are looking good, but it's going to be a while before we see alginate sausages on the supermarket shelves. In the meantime, seaweed is popping up more and more in restaurants and supermarkets. It is definitely worth giving this sea green a go.
With so many so-called superfoods on the market, making a whole host of different claims, we need all the help we can get sorting superfood fact from superfood fiction.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Kate.
I'm meeting a champion of ethical marketing, ex-creative director of Saatchi & Saatchi, Chris Arnold.
Why is there an appetite for new fads, which, you know, aren't necessarily always rooted in science?
We often do what's called offsetting. And offsetting is where we'll often eat unhealthily or drink unhealthily, and then we think we can fix it by taking vitamin tablets or eating superfoods. You can look at anything and find something good in it, even though it might have something very bad. And there's a great trick called, you know, if you want to lie, don't lie, just imply. I'm not necessarily telling you a lie, but I'm letting you create your own lie in your head.
Chris has agreed to demonstrate some of the marketing ruses often used to promote superfoods. And to do that, he's invented one of his own.
Chalk, right?
Chalk?
Chalk. You find it in food products. It's also used in medicines. It's fairly harmless, but it does have a few properties, which has calcium in, which is, technically speaking, good for your bones.
Let me get this straight. You are going to market plain old chalk, the kind of chalk that I would write on a blackboard with.
Yes.
Surely no one's going to buy that.
You will be surprised, actually. We're going to give it a bit of a heritage. We're going to bring it from Iceland. To give it a pseudo-Icelandic spelling, we're going to call it C-H-O-R-K. And we're going to design this very nice logo to make it look quite modern and trendy.
Oh, that's some great design, isn't it? I mean, look, I'm sold. I want to try it. So what kind of thing are you going to be telling these potential chalk punters?
We'll suggest to people they'll actually can add this to their food to enrich it. And because it obviously improves bone density, being calcium, it can make any food a superfood.
But it's purely an experiment to demonstrate the power of marketing.
Absolutely.
Right, well, best of luck, because you have got your work cut out.
For his chalk launch, Chris has come to Greenwich Market. Part of London's food fad heartland, the clientele here are definitely going to be superfood savvy. Chris will be promoting chalk in its pure form, as well as 3 products supposedly enhanced to superfood status with chalk: chocolate, cheese, and a lemon and lime drink. In fact, we haven't added chalk to any of them. I want to see how the public react to Chris's claims to get a better idea of how we can all avoid being duped.
Seriously, flogging chalk? That is a tough gig today.
Do you eat superfoods?
We'll wait and see how he gets on. I'm not holding out much hope, I'll be honest.
So potential punters don't smell a rat, we've placed hidden cameras around his stall. And on Chris himself.
So can I introduce you guys into some superfoods? You look like healthy people.
I'm going to be hiding in the market, ready to reveal the truth to anyone buying into Chris's patter.
Can I interest you in superfoods? You look like somebody who cares about the health of your family. You can put it into yogurt, on the cereal, you can put it in your salad. So a way you can super up your food.
Right.
He's got some flannel, I tell you what.
Can I interest you in superfoods?
Nah, just a marketing thing, isn't it, super?
Yeah, but I'm wondering, what do you make with the powder?
You can add it to any food. So you can add it to a pasta
So if you're
dish.
cooking, you just add it?
Yeah, it's almost like salt, but not harmful.
He's already got a few people having a little nibble of his wares. He's got them eating out of his hand. His chalky hand.
Oh, nice, tasty.
And now he's got a nibble, he's bringing out all the marketing big guns.
It doesn't destroy the flavour, but that is twice as healthy as it was before.
By implying non-specific health benefits, he's creating a need the consumer never knew they had.
It's calcium.
It's a form of calcium, yeah, purest form.
No,
Okay.
lactose intolerant. I don't really get any calcium at all.
Okay.
So it sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And to really hammer home his message, Chris slips in the superfood stock in trade, science.
Well, there's a lot of interesting research coming out at the moment. It's very rich in pure minerals.
Oh.
That's the great thing about it, is because to make it a superfood, you actually have to prove that scientifically it has some benefits to your health, which that does.
With all his marketing know-how and the hint of new scientific research,
We're very interested in what people think. No.
Chris is clearly a very convincing act. Time to reveal the truth.
Now, what if I was to tell you that
It's not actually superfood and it's mugged off.
It's very easy to pull the wool over people's eyes about stuff like this when you have no idea what chalk from Iceland is. It ever. It was good.
I'm gutted now. I'm really sad about it.
By the end of the day, over 2/3 of the people Chris spoke to expressed an interest in using his chalk products, and not one person questioned the science behind the claims.
congratulations?
A very interesting day. We had some people who were really enthusiastic, saying, "Why can't I buy it now?" said one person. You know, and just imagine if we put this in the press, the story would just go into something crazy anyway. I'm very tempted now just to actually set up a company saying this.
No, you can't. This is purely to demonstrate a point and the fact that people really should keep their eyes open
should.
when they're looking at superfoods like this. Chris has shown us today that with a lot of confidence, some fancy packaging and lots of magic phrases, you can pretty much make people believe that any food is a superfood.
But you have to cut through the hype and track down the hard evidence that proves whether a food actually deserves the title super.
Or whether it's just a load of old chalk.
Next time on the gridiron in New York City.
I'm in America to find out if cherries can help these boys on the pitch.
I take part in a shamanic ritual to discover if chocolate can give our hearts a helping hand.
See you at the finish!
And I'm coxing in Exeter to find out if spinach does the same for my crew as it did for Popeye the Sailor Man.
Drive those legs!
The new series of 999 What's Your Emergency continues in a new time slot, Thursdays at 9. Next night, a brand new series, 23 men and women try to build a new society isolated from the rest of the world in Eden. I think I've missed toilet paper the most.